Welcome to this segment, and in this segment I'm going to continue to the next part of our program or our project, that is a survey report. So we want to find a way on which we are going to display all the survey report in a visualization mode. So by the end of the day, if the user has given us output, you can be able to see the trend that is going on in that particular survey through this particular part of our program. Therefore, I'm going to create a new file in VS Code. So let me just close all this because I'm done with it. Let's just begin from file, new file, and then you just type here survey report .php. Then you click on create file. Then the file is supposed to be created in the same root directory that you have been doing, and then it's supposed to be click just create file. So by so doing, so long as you're in this root directory, you can just go ahead and click create file. Now you want to create this file quickly, so I just want to go here, doc type HTML, then we have HTML, then you have got the head, then you have got inside the head we are going to add an additional CSS file that is going to style it later, but for now I'm just going to write there my survey. Then after that, I'm just going to leave that particular part blank for now. Then I just want to go into my body section, and then I type the following. So I'm supposed to start with my PHP, then you close that PHP, then you go back in between those tags, and then you type the following. The first thing is that you need to ensure that the session has started, so you click on session start, and then you go to you take the connection, you check the connection for this. So you just say new MySQLi, then it will open for you that the first thing is that the server is localhost. Then it's supposed to be root directory, and then it's supposed to have blank password, and then the database is Gumzo. Then next we are going to check the connection. If is set into bracket, then you check the session, so $session, and then inside there the session you're going to have the square bracket, and then you put there admin ID. So you're going to check if the session has started, and you're going to check if the session is having the admin ID, and then outside the two bracket you put a curly bracket, and then you do the following: header, just say header, then the location. Then location is going to be admin login.php. Then you are supposed to exit. Like that. Then you move to the next part down there. Then you just say that you want to fetch data now. So this one is meant to fetch data, fetch survey data from the database. You can just say $survey ID, $survey ID. So that is the variable that you're creating, and you can just say get, $get. So $get, and then into square bracket you just put there the the one that you want to get. So I want to get from the database survey ID. Okay, then after that we just query, create another variable called query. And what are we querying this time? We are just querying the connection. Just say $, connection, and then what are you supposed to do? You put the hyphen and then the greater than sign, then you say prepare. Prepare is a function. So inside this function you need to pass the following parameter. That in this case I want the database to provide the following: all from participant. So it will fetch all the participants where survey ID is where the survey ID is what has just been stated, equal sign, and then you just put the question mark. So this is just to say that we are not going to be so specific of the survey ID. We really understand that this survey ID is something that is going to be generated by the system. So what you are going to pick from this point, you are just going to choose all the participant where the survey ID is like the one that has just been stated there, and then you just put the semicolon at the end, and then you query again. So you query, and this query is equal to so we just do what we call bind parameter. So bind param is here. So inside the bind param, the first one is I, so that is the variable, the parameter number 1, and then the second one is going to be $survey ID, $survey ID, like that. Then the next part is going to be the execution now. So you just say query, and then you just put the hyphen and then the greater than sign, and then you say execute. So execute is here. So it is there, and then you just close the semicolon at the end. We move to the next one, $result now. So $result, and then you just say that equal sign, then query, and then we can just say there that hyphen and then greater than sign, and then say get results. Then you put that bracket. Then you go to the next one, $participant, and then you just say equal sign, and then you just say a $result, and then hyphen, and then you put a greater than sign, then you say fetch all. Then that is the function. You just click there, and then you just say my SQLi association. So it's here, my SQLi association. So that is our function there, and then you just put the semicolon at the end. Now we are going to segregate, or we are going to aggregate survey result for visualization. So all those people who have responded to that survey, we are going to aggregate everything in this case. So we are just going to finish up that PHP there, and then we move to the next part, and then now we just want to segregate. So what you're going to do first, you're going to have our HTML down here. So you're going to make sure that we visualize the data that you have just collected. So inside there, we're going to say survey report. Then down here you can just say table. So we're going to have a table form, and then you have the table row. Inside there we are going to have th ph name, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this, and then I just replicate it four times, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I just change here the name, that is the email, and here I'm supposed to change the phone. Then I change here the response one, and then you have response 2, and then you close your tr down. Then we move to the next part, and then you open another PHP. Now we just say PHP, open the angle bracket, then you just say PHP, then do that, and then inside there we are going to say that when this is not like that, you're just supposed to make sure that it's on one line because it's not a very long code. So we're just going to say for each. We're going to have our for each. So for each is mainly used for associative arrays. So we're going to say for each, you open and close the bracket there, and then we just say $sign participant, $participants, supposed to be participants, yeah, so here it is, $participants as participant, $participant. So this is our variable here, it is participant, so it is going to serve as our variable in this case. Then you put the full column, it's supposed to have the full column there. Then what you need to do, you click down there, and then you outside there, remember we are talking about the PHP, so we have done the PHP opening, and then you have closed it down here. So what you need to continue, we continue to the next tr in our program. Now in this tr, the first td, so we close the td there, and then we just want to have the opening angle bracket, and then you just say the question mark, then equal sign, and then you just say HTML special character. This is here, so HTML special characters, and then in those bracket that you have just been getting there, you just say $participant, $participant, because that is a variable for our associative array. Then in that we are going to fetch the names because it's a string, so that's why we are using HTML special characters. So we are fetching the string for the name. Then the same is going to be applied to the second one. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy this because it's going to replicate itself. So I just copy this, Ctrl+C, and then I paste it here. So let me just paste it here. So how many times? 4 times. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. So what is going to happen in this case is that we're going to start with special. I'm going to change here to email. I'm going to change here to email, and then also we are going to change here to phone. Then we're going to change here to response 1, base 1 word. Then you're going to have our response 2, like that. So is just correct. Good. So what you need to do is that everything is intact, so I like the way it is. So you can leave the underline first for now, because maybe it will get to know where the problem is exactly as we go further. But I think up to that point everything is okay. Yeah, so that is it. So I think I've opened the TR here, and then I will just close the TD. What I need to do is just to do that. I think that one is also captured very well. Then you go down here and then you close that, because we had opened the PHP at the top there, the for each. So we need to close down here the for each. So what you need to do is just create the angle bracket and then the question mark, then you write there PHP, and then you say end for each, and then you put the semicolon at the end there, and then you just say question mark and then close that. And then that is our table. So there is still some errors there, so let me find out where the error is. So it is PHP end for each. I think everything is okay up to that point. So let's just proceed first, then I'll just see what the error will be. We'll be able to debug, then we can go to get the right response. So we are going to do some visualization. So we have some visualization to do here. So this is meant for chat.js. So chat.js is going to help us to do some kind of visualization. You can just say it can be added to visualize. To visualize response. So that is it. Then you just move there and then you write that now. That can enable us to visualize. So just say canvas. Canvas ID is equal to, give it an ID name. That is a response chart. So give it a response chart. Response chart, and then you just close that, and then you just close the canvas. Then you go down again to the next part. You just say script source. Script source. So we have an external we have a plugin called HTML hypertext transfer protocol secure / and then CDN. So it means that this is an external plugin that you're adding into your project that has got the ability to format or to give you the right chart for your survey. So .NET, and then npm. So this is an online plugin that I've just added into my program .js. So then you just close the angle bracket, and then you just close the script. So it is an external file, and then you just have to embed it. That's why it's called CDN. So CDN means that something that is outside the program, but you're going to use it in your program anyway. So we close the script. I just want to close here the script. So I've already done that there, but we are going just to, so we have been able to open the canvas where all the visualization is going to take place, and here we have our script source is this. So we open another script, and then we just put it in here. So in here we are going to say the following, that let ctx is equal to document dot get element by ID, and then the element in this case is going to be response chat. The element here is going to be response chat. No, it depends the way I've written at the top here. So if it is in capital letter, it's supposed to be capital letter, but here is just small letter. So what I'm going to do, this one is supposed to be small, so that everything should be in uniform. Then get context, get context, get context, and then so we want the context to be 2D. We want the context to be 2D, and then the next thing we want to do is that we're going to say let chart is equal to new chart. Chart is equal to new chart. Okay, so this one is meant to be, let's use capital. So chart, the way we use chart here is the one that you're going to use the same here. So we have let chart is equal to new chart. It's supposed to be a keyword, capital, and then we just say ctx, that is our variable that we created, ctx, comma, and then you just open the curly bracket and you press enter for you to enter the following type of chart. So we're going to say the type of chart we want to generate is a bar chart. So type is that bar chart. Then comma, we move to the next part. The data will have the following format. We're going to have the labels. We're going to have the labels full column, and then opening the square bracket. In there you're going to say option 1. You're going to say option 1, and then another one is that is going to have the option 2. So it's supposed to be in single quotes. So this one is supposed to be option 2. Then comma outside there. Then you move to the next part. Then we just say that data set that you're going to expect. Data set is equal to full column, and then you just say the square bracket, and then you put there the opening curly bracket, and then you press enter, so that you have the label. Then that is response 1. Responses, then comma, then you just say data, then full colon, and then you just say the 12 by 9, and then the square, you just the comma, and then you just say that background that I'm going to use, background color. Background color is equal to that. Just say square bracket. In there we just open the single quotes, and then you just say RGBA, and then you have 255. So let me just mention the colors, 999. Then you just say 132. Then you just say 0.2. Okay, then so you close the bracket, and then this part is supposed to be outside. So we need to put the closing bracket here, and then so we need just close that, and then you put it there, and then the next one, comma, and then the next one is going to be RGBA. then you just open the bracket and then you say 54 comma 162 comma 235, then 0.2, then you put the closing square, the closing bracket, and then the angle, the single quote is supposed to be outside. Then you put the comma and then you go to the next line. Now in this I think that is the end of that part, and then make sure that you have got this square bracket outside here as the final part. Then you just ensure also in this part here you have just placed the comma ahead of it, so make sure that everything is intact. And then you just need to put go down there again, and then you just say option. So options that you're going to have here. So what are our options? Open the curly bracket and then you enter. So the scales you're going to use is as follows. Opening the curly bracket and then you just say the y-axis we expect it to begin from 0. The y-axis you expect it to begin from 0. Begin at 0. Begin at 0, and then make sure that this is true, and then you close that curly bracket. Then the next thing that you want to do is that we are going to, so make sure that you have closed the square bracket there, the curly bracket. So make sure that this curly bracket is closed here. Make sure also that then you also make sure that this there is another square bracket here. So this one is mainly used for the options, and this one is mainly used for the square. This one is meant for the square. Then down here we were supposed to get down this is the closing curly bracket for that part, and then you just put the semicolon at the end. So everything should be in that order. Okay, then after that you are supposed to make sure that the script is closed. So my script is closed and everything is intact like that. So we said that there is some kind of unexpected end of file, so there's some issue somewhere, but I'm going to find out here. I think the problem is in this section where I think there is something wrong with this part. Let me just fix it right now. So I've just used this tool to do some kind of debugging so that I can find where the errors are in my program. So they are telling me that they have some column database name and error. So whereby we are saying that we have got the column name in the select is this, so it has been misspelled. So I need to go there and then I change. So I go back to my code. So I go to my this one. Yes, I think that is a problem. So there's a problem here. I just correct it, and then I go back to my tool here that is really helping me to program to organize everything. So we have got a typo error, variable name typo. So the variable used in for each is participants, but in the code it is fetched as participant. So this need to be consistent. So what is going to change here is that exactly it's supposed to be in our for each. Remember we're talking about for each, in our for each. So we just go to our for each here. So in our for each they're saying that the variable that is being here used is the participants. Okay, so it's supposed to be the other way around. So it's supposed to be is participants, but in the code it is fetched as participant. Yeah, so let me see what happens here. So we have got the participant as participants. Yeah, so if I go back, it is participants and then here it is participant. I think it is done well. I don't know why it's not participant. I think, is it a typo error? Participants. Yeah, I think it's okay up to that area. Maybe I can do this. Maybe I can just copy this part, because maybe there's something I'm not seeing exactly how it's supposed to be. I'll just copy this part in this code and then replace it where I have this here. So just replace it like that. I think maybe there is something I didn't get it right. Then I can continue debugging it. So they are also saying that there is a problem here. They are saying that ensure that the PHP short echo tag, ensure that this tag has been correctly closed. So let me see how they have done that. So also this part I can just copy this. Let me just copy this part. Let me just copy, Control C. So I can just copy here, and then I just go here, and then you just replace it all here. Just Control V. Everything just aligned now. So I think I can just put that one there. Yes. Now you can see even the part that talks about for each has also aligned itself. So going further, let me see another error that it has come up. So after that, there is HTML character spacing. The HTML special character function calls are missing closing parentheses, closing parentheses. Yeah. So I think there is always there's supposed to be always some closing parentheses here, of which maybe it was not being captured correctly. So I think that one has just been correctly captured. The next thing that we want to do is just to go to our next part of our program to check everything if it's okay. Now here we are going to say that chat.js cdn URL typo. So there is a typo error that should be cdn.js deliver.net. So you can see the way it is and the one that I've just written. So there's that deliver. I've written deliver, but it's supposed to be like this. So it has been changed also. Let me just go into my program and copy this part. I just want it to be the way it is. I just want to copy it, and then I just replace here. So they're saying that this part is not right because I've written deliver in full, but in that program or that plugin, it doesn't use it the way I've just cited. And then I just go to the next part, that is the chat.js configuration error. So there's that the label object has a typo. Labels should be labels. It should be labels. So there's no problem here. It should be labels. And what have I used here? It is here labels. Okay, so it is not a semicolon. It's supposed to be a full colon like that. So labels, and then you put the full colon. I think everything has just aligned. Labels. Is it also going to be applied on this one? This one is supposed to be labels, and this one is supposed to be label. Yeah. So these labels because you have option 1 and option 2. This one is label because you have just responses. Okay. So I think that is okay there. And then you just go to the last part. Closing parenthesis missing. Okay, some PHP echo statements are missing the parentheses. Which one are these? Some echo are missing parentheses. Closing parentheses. I think let me just confirm if there is any PHP part that is missing parentheses here. Closing parentheses. Okay, So I think everything has aligned. So I think everything has just aligned and everything is okay now. I've also added some border to be one so that everything can fit well within this part. So I think everything is fine now. I can just save this. So Ctrl+S. Then you can just go to our program. So I can just go back to our program and then we try to check if there is any kind of adjustment that has just taken place. Okay, let's give it time to load. So if I run this, it is going to give me that the error survey ID is missing because I've not created any survey up to now. So for example, if I go back to my program, you can see that there is no all surveys, and then you can see there is the ID is 0. There's nothing there. So you can see that the survey ID is missing. But I'll create one as we go further, and then you'll be able to see how it is going to appear. So thank you so much for watching. Kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel so that when I create the next video, you'll be informed. Bye bye for now.